Welcome back, Love Tribe. It's Tracy with TR's Tarot Talk 1111. I'm a day late and I apologize, but I was being a little selfish. I was tired. I did all 12 zodiacs and then 12 extendeds, and I had private readings and mediumship readings I wanted to put out. So I was asked by Spirit to channel a message around the 1010 portal. I was a little defiant. I wasn't going to do it. And then it just kept coming back and coming back and coming back. And I kept getting this message in my mind: choose wisely, zeros and ones. It was crazy. And then a school friend of mine that I just recently did a private reading for, her daughter saw a sigil or I'll show it to you because I'm not going to draw it. But anyhow, and they sent it to me and wanted to know if it was part of one of my tattoos. And it was not. But it came on my path. And like I do, I fell down. I know things come on my path for a reason. So I fell down some rabbit holes, did some researching, and man, I found out a lot of stuff that I want to research further. It's just not clear in my mind. I don't know that today's channeled message is really going to give you any kind of a reconciliation in your mind about what's happening, except for the choice part. Like, we have free will. And this is a very, very important time in humanity's existence since the beginning of time, since the beginning of creation. We are ending a huge cycle whereby we are being asked by Spirit to choose wisely. And so I'm going to be a little all over the place. Please forgive the way I look. I've been extremely busy. Haven't even had a bath or a shower today. I've just been busy. Let's just leave it at that. And I just did a private reading for one of our members. And these two cards came out. And then I channeled a message around those cards, which is crazy because it was her reading. And yet it is pertinent to this 1010 portal channeled message that I got. Now, I went around YouTube and I looked at other 1010 portal messages, and I didn't see anybody channeling what I channeled. It doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I just didn't find it. So if you guys did, maybe you'll share it with me. But this seems to be very unique. And when that happens, I become curious and question, because I'm human. Well, I'm a spirit having a human experience. And channeling for me, I don't know these things. These are things that come on my path and then I channel it. And I don't always know what I trust, what I believe. When I get a new channeling, a lot of times my dogma, my Christian faith, my background history comes up, and I have to face some of those demons again around judgment, around being judged, around heaven and hell and what's real and what's not. And it's triggering for me. So I am bringing this to you with love and light, with the highest intentions, and asking you to use your discernment and to choose what resonates with you and walk away if it doesn't, because I haven't sat with it long enough for me to choose for myself. But it is about choosing wisely. All right. So I don't know exactly where I'm going to end up with all of this, but I'm just going to start. So for the 1010 portal, this is what I wrote out. When I do my channeled messages, I just start writing, and it just flows. It's not in meditation. It's not automatic writing. It's just I write. And what I write just flows. So again, use your discernment. Whatever resonates, take it, and what doesn't, please use your free will to follow your path. Okay? So the 1010 portal, I wrote down Saturn goes direct after, I think, 6 months. Okay? Alchemy. These are keywords that come to me. Alchemy, judgment, time. Saturn is the father of time, right? So alchemy, judgment, and time. The 0, because 1010 is ones and zeros, it's binary code. I started channeling that a while ago, and it didn't make sense to me. And then the 1010 thing come up, and then it was like, oh, maybe. And I started seeing 1010. It was my numbers for a while. And I think I mentioned it in a couple of my videos, how, I used to have a certain set of numbers that were on my awareness and shown to me by spirit all the time, and how they changed suddenly on me. I went from the 1111, 222, those were like dominant for me for a very long time. And then they switched up. I started seeing 1, 2, 3, and then the ones, the twos, the threes, and all combinations. Any combination of a 1, 2, 3. Still do. On my phone, anytime it seems like I look at my phone or look at a car license plate, I see the combination of 1, 2, 3 in all different combinations. And then the 1010. So I got the 1, 2, 3 or 2, 3, 1 or 1, 3, 2, whatever. All different combinations. And then it was 1010, 1010, 1010. I was seeing 1010 all the time, everywhere. And 1111 never goes away for me. It just doesn't. I think I see it twice a day on the clock, whether I'm looking for it or not. So it's been on my awareness for a while that 1010 had meaning, but it didn't come to me. I've been busy. And a little rebellious, and spirit keeps saying, you're the oracle. This is your job. So here I am. Here I am. So zeros equal nothing, with the potential of becoming anything. Binary code, computer programming, matrix, duality, zeros and ones. 0, nothing, with the potential of becoming anything. Pure potential. The Fool. Leap of faith. The unknown, the uncreated, the unborn. But the potential of being anything, anything. And then the 1 equals choice. A crossroads, right? Crossroads. Choosing masculine, feminine. And then I refer to screenshots, because there's so much that came on my awareness with the sigil or symbol that my friend's daughter sent to me. Well, she sent it to me, but her daughter brought it to her awareness. And I don't know how I knew, but I knew there was a message around it. I had to go and I had to do some research. And what did it take me to? But none other than Marilyn Manson's creepy site. But no matter what side we choose, the dark or the light, we're all part of source, and we've all got the memo. So apparently the memo I needed was found through the dark. All right, so the sigil is the double cross. It's been referred to as the Cross of Lorraine, amongst many other things, right? So this is the part I read the whole thing. If you guys are interested, I can link it in the description box. It is Marilyn Manson. Okay. It's kind of dark, but it's alchemy and it is duality. It's the light versus the dark. It's deep. And apparently he's tapped into some sacred knowledge by which he made his choices, right? So it was used by the Knights Templars. The Cross of Lorraine is in many ways the perfect hermetic icon. Its form mirrors the teachers of Hermes Trismegistus. I can't pronounce it. Trismegistus, the founder of Hermeticism. As above, so below. A hermetic maxim was written in the beginning of the Emerald Tablets. To give a better understanding of its significance, every form of true magic functions by the words of Hermes. That which is above is the same as that which is below. Macrocosmos is the same as microcosmos. The universe is the same as God. God is the same as man. Man is the same as the cell. The cell is the same as the atom. The atom is the same as, etc., and so on ad infinitum. It's the creation story. In essence, the belief is that man is the counterpart of God on earth, the bride. Just as God is the counterpart of man in heaven, the groom. And so in turn is the cell to a human or an atom to a cell. The hermetic nature of the Cross of Lorraine can further be realized by the photo below, carrying a sun atop the cross and a moon below it, signifying balance and equilibrium along the amalgamation of the sun, the essence of masculinity, and the moon, the sacred feminine. To reinforce this, the middle pillar of the crossroads, got to go to my next screenshot. To reinforce this, the middle pillar of the crossroads, or of the cross reads, the blessed stone contains everything within itself. A mention back to the Philosopher's Stone. There's so much more I need to research on this, guys. I am not knowledgeable in any of this. I channel. That's it. I am a voice for the voiceless. And I align myself in allegiance with love. That's all. So you might want to do some research. We have the Philosopher's Stone, the amalgamation of male and female within the Cross of Lorraine, furthering Hermes' teachings of equilibrium, balance, and unity, which has always been a central aspect of Marilyn Manson. We're not going to, I said Marilyn Monroe, didn't I? I mean Marilyn Manson. To make matters more interesting, there are several hidden messages contained within the Cross of Lorraine, which have been illuminated below. Now, I don't want to go into all that. Marilyn Manson is not, it's not my choice. But there is knowledge to be known. And so I will link it in the description box below. I just caution you to be very careful about what you draw, what you invocation, right? Just be careful. Sometimes we all have light and dark within us, and I'm not afraid of the dark. I just need to know what I need to know. So if you want to research it, you can. But it's a tale as old as time, as above, so below. So this is what I channeled a long time ago. If you've been with my channel for a while, you probably have heard me say this, that God or source or the universe or whatever you want to call it, the one infinite creator, is the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning, the middle, the end. Everything that was, is, and ever shall be. One. There was one pure consciousness, right? Energy with life, with consciousness. It wasn't just energy, it's alive, living consciousness. Okay? And in order to have experience, to evolve, to grow, to become its highest and best version, it needed to forget it was God, basically. So it creates this matrix, this simulation, this everything out there is just a creation of your own making, because you are the infinite source. All things in your awareness is created by you, or co-created, chosen by you because of allegiances that you make along the way. It gets really deep, guys. So, one God, the all that is, the Alpha, the Omega, the beginning, middle, end, everything that was, is, and ever shall be. One became two. The first twin flame, divine masculine, divine feminine, split through creation. I'm not sure what it all means. It comes to me in pieces. And I don't see the big picture yet, but I feel it. So take what resonates, leave the rest, okay? I do believe that God created duality in order to have experience. I think in order to do that, it had to forget. Not all of it, because I always think of it like this. Hold on. I think of it like the cloud. I don't know why, but I think a lot in computer terms. And I'm not even good at computer. But this is source. Okay? And then through the split, we get creation and we get duality, experience. This is source awake, source asleep, or knowing versus unaware. This is the way I think of it, like a cloud. And everything down here in earth is creation. It's experience. It's duality. It's source without memory. Not really, just asleep. You know, it's like when you fall asleep at night, you don't always be what you are when you're awake. So, source, split, masculine, feminine, and then you get all of those dualities, right? You get that light, dark, masculine, feminine. We get the creator. In duality, in experience, we get to choose our allegiance. Through dark, light, good, evil. And remember, God's both. God is God and Satan. It's all God, but it's God in sleep state. What would you create if you forgot you were God? And it's not all of God. There's still source. There's still the majority of God is still up here, seeing, overlooking all of it, guiding all of it, learning from all of it, receiving from all of it. Dark, light, good, evil, creator, destroyer. If you want to screenshot that, take a look at it. We're looking at masculine, feminine. Masculine energy is the destroyer energy. It's all of those base instincts of survival, greed. Well, it depends on what duality it chooses, whether it chooses divine masculine or distorted masculine, divine feminine or distorted feminine, right? I'm not sure where this is going. I really am not. And so take what resonates and what doesn't. So the 1010 portal is choosing to end karmic contracts. Saturn direct. Those 6 months Saturn was in retrograde. For those of us that haven't healed or forgiven or chosen our allegiance, or have been sitting on the fence, or haven't found that first union, and every day I feel more and more sure that I have, because I didn't experience a whole lot of duality, a whole lot of facing, forgiving, karmic debt. A few. I did create a lesson or two that I needed to firm up for my choice, but it was pretty mild for me. So if you felt like you've been in karmic friendships, relationships, marriages, jobs, friendships, family dynamics, and if you were really hammered in these last 6 months that, and I didn't research it, but one of the memes I found said 6 months, so I'm going with that. But I don't know exactly how long Saturn was in retrograde. But, and it's 444 as I say that. Gonna have to look that one up again. So what have you been facing during all these planets being retrograde? What judgments were you called to make? What lessons keep hammering at you? What fears have you been facing? What choices are you reconsidering? Lean into that shit, okay? So we just completed a karmic review, and I don't believe it's the last one. I don't know about the stars. I'm, just learning about that kind of stuff. But I do believe that during the end of days, the end of times, judgment time, whatever you want to call this, the birthing of a new era, no matter what title you give to it, I do believe we get many, many times to choose. It's divine timing. And Gaia has split to give us time. And karma is the father of time. So I don't know how long it'll take. I don't know if some of us will experience different timelines. I'm sure we will, where things happen much more quickly than others, and others have to keep facing that choice, looking in that mirror, reintegrating the duality, finding home again, right? 0. So what have you been facing? What have you been being shown? What have you been really being eaten at? I'm seeing like a Pac-Man, right? It's been eating at you. A lot of divine masculines out there facing their karma. I believe a lot of the feminines have done that to an extent, but it's like makeup time, catch-up time, right? So the 1010 portal is choosing to end karmic contracts or to renew them. You do have free will. You can renew them. Maybe you didn't learn your lesson. Maybe you're not ready. Maybe you need more time to heal. Maybe you need more channels, more oracles, more guidance. So where was I? Choosing to end or renew karmic contracts. For those who are ready, facing restrictions, limitations, we just completed 6 months of review. What do we use our free will to choose? 6 months of looking at the potentials. And like I said, I'm going with 6 months, whether it's true or not. That's what I went with. 6 months of looking at the potentials culminates during the 1010 portal to take your stance, to choose your path. This does not mean that all karmic contracts or relationships or circumstances or lessons will miraculously just end on 1010. But it is the choice point. It is the choice of whether or not you've learned your karmic lesson, and now it is time to choose more opportunities to learn the next lesson. I think I read that wrong. Hold on. Let's wind it back. It is the choice of whether or not you've learned your karmic lesson. And now I can't read my own writing. It's time to choose more opportunities. And if it's time, I'm going to say if it's time to choose more opportunities to learn that lesson, or choosing that you're ready to move beyond it. There we go. So it's the choice, right? Am I ready? Have I suffered enough? Have I learned enough? Have I went deep enough? Am I trusting? Am I growing? Am I expanding? Am I ready? Or do I need more time, more lessons, more opportunities to reach that point? And let's face it, some people may not. And that's something that's going to happen. That's, written. It's written, predestined. There's only one thing you don't get to choose, and that's not to choose. So choosing whether or not you're ready to move on beyond it, creating a new road ahead, taking a different path, wanting to embark on a renewed future experience because the path you've been on served its purpose. You've learned the lesson. I've been hearing all last week and this weekend, choose wisely. I believe in the beginning of creation, when Source created duality as a way to grow and evolve and learn, God, or Source, was the first twin, split itself into two, refer to the light, dark, good, evil, male, female, all of the dualities, right? Cells, all those things I read off that site and more to infinity, right? The duality, the split from God, the fallen angels, right? There are those that chose the fall and those who chose the ascent and are still choosing, some of us, right? So I believe that all the stories as creator beings, we created all of them, all of mythology, Norse, Egyptian. We are the archetypes. We are as above, so below. The story of creation itself is replaying itself over and over again. Down here, down, 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 macrocosmic to microcosmic, right? Everything tells the story, and we keep recreating the story. So, and it's been a huge cycle. I don't know how long it took, but we are back at the birthing canal. We are back at the galactic core, and Gaia has chosen to ascend. She chose her allegiance, and she chose love. So I believe that all the stories as creator beings we created, a tale as old as time, Genesis, the fallen angels, two masters. We were asked to choose service to self, service to others, good versus evil, light versus dark, creator versus destroyer, healer versus harmer, action versus allowance. I believe that masculine versus feminine, right? I believe that we have been both. We hold both within. Each lifetime or reincarnation, we got to choose which polarity we wanted to experience. And then because it is 3D school, we earned karmic debts. And so the lessons begin. I must be honest when I say here that my spirit team does not show me the entire process. They cannot, because I am on this journey. I am just an oracle. I am on this journey of recalibration for the next creation cycle. If I know all the answers, it would interfere with my free will choice and yours. Therefore, they're not going to give us all the answers. It's about seeking within where our allegiance lies. But again, so far, I believe this up till this point, because it could change tomorrow, it could change an hour from now, or it might never change. But what I believe so far, in the beginning of duality and experience, the fallen angels are those who chose service to self. And by doing so, they have been trapped in a cycle of reincarnation. I believe we're part of that. I believe we're all part of that. To pay off the karmic debts that were accrued during the fall, the separation, the first twin. It is woven into every religion, every mythological story. You can see it in nature, in DNA, cells, etc. I believe revelation or judgment is all of us being called back from the division, back to union, back to balance. I'm honestly not sure what this means in the long term, what it will look like, or how it will play out. But I know it's happening, and we are being divinely guided to make the best choice. There is no right or wrong, guys. It's just choose what's best for you, what's in alignment, vibrational alignment with your soul, your authenticity, who you are, what you chose. And it's not too late to re-choose, should you want to. So union is coming back to love, unconditional love, agape love, creator love. The creator does not judge, we do, which is a conundrum because we are a physical manifestation of creator and experience. Back to this. This is creator source. This is creator source in experience. So the creator does not judge, we do, which is a conundrum because we are a physical manifestation of creator in experience. So yes, actually, creator does judge. I believe all of humanity is being offered the opportunity to find reunion with source in a neutrality of love, unconditional love, love of all things, love of the shadow and the light, finding our zero, our neutrality, our potential, back to infinite potential. And we have free will to move from that 0 to the 1, right? Endings, beginnings, choices, potential. But choose wisely. This was the only thing that I really felt I needed to say, because I don't want to influence your choice. I just want to say, choose wisely. For Gaia has already chosen, and she chose love, and she chose the ascension. And she is also part of the creator. She is also one of the role players of duality, of experience, of evolution, growth, expansion. She is one of the archetypes of Source. And so she has already chosen love and the ascension. And although she is split to offer us a bridge, she's split. She's offering that bridge, that choice point, that 0 before the 1. She's offering us a bridge. She will eventually find union. She will reintegrate back to union with Source. And so when she finds union with her beloved, her divine counterpart, then those who choose darkness will be relocated to another third density experience to continue their dance of destruction until they have completed their karmic journey. I'm not sure what to write beyond this. I cannot see that far into the future. That has not been created yet. I think we are doing the dance of creation and destruction simultaneously, together. We are a work in progress for those of us on the ascension path, those who chose love, those who chose to ascend, those who chose to harvest and plant seeds, to bridge the great divide, right? I believe we are here to be the bridge. We first choose our allegiance, then we clear out all of our karmic debts. It's what we're here doing. We're healing, we're forgiving, we're nullifying debts that we've held on to for lifetimes that somehow are being called to judgment. Judge and review and choose, but choose wisely. Clear those debts. Forgive people that are unforgivable because maybe they chose allegiance to the dark side. But they are still God in experience, still creator in experience, compassion, love, agape love, unconditional love. You get to choose. You don't have to. You can have anger, resentment, fear, wounds, abandonment, anger, rage, destruction. Or you can choose to just forgive. Not because they deserve it. Not because they earned it. And maybe they didn't choose the way you want to choose, but the judgment lies in allowance, acceptance. Accept their choice and allow them the lessons that they came here to learn, and have compassion and unconditional love. And for goodness sakes, be the bridge. Be the bridge. You might just be the bridge they need to realign. If they don't, honor their choices. Honor what wants to leave. Honor what wants to destroy. Honor that which uses its free will to be whatever it chooses to be. And find your own allegiance. Forgive. Not, again, like, not because they earned it, not because they deserve it. Some of them are pretty awful, and they've done some really, really destroying, destructive, damaging things. I mean, come on, we're talking about rapists, murderers, demons, the darkest of the dark, some of them. Some of them are just shades of both. Those are the ones that have potential. Those are the ones that can be harvested if they use their free will to do so. That's why we teach. We teach how. We show how. We become the bridge. We become the harvester and the seed planter. And we do not force will upon anybody. We allow whatever allegiance they choose to be the right choice for them. And whatever allegiance we choose to be the right choice for us. Without judgment. You can't judge anybody but you. It's all you anyhow. It's all you. That's a conundrum. So, forgiveness and clearing karmic debt, clearing ancestral karma, clearing past life karma, all of that, you will be very divinely guided on that journey. It'll just present itself because you chose, but choose wisely. Choose wisely. Zeros and ones, zeros and ones. It's constantly, every single decision you make is creating your pathway. It's creating your future. It's creating your experience. And so choose wisely and forgive those that chose differently, not with judgment, but with God's grace, with unconditional love and compassion, not with acceptance, not letting anybody who chose to harm you. You can have healthy boundaries. You can recognize your creator power and choose to become light, so bright that the darkness can't even hurt you at all. Free will. I choose love. I choose light. I choose ascension. I choose not to participate in the lower timelines or the lower vibrational choices. I choose to go in those dark places and be the light and to be the harvester and to be the bridge. But ultimately, all I can do is shine the light so that they can make their own choice. Okay? So once we clear our karmic debts through God's compassion and love, that's when we find union. We find the first union, right? We get back to source. We get back to the creator, back to whatever our original template was, because we all have been both. So, and that then we will become the bridge to help others cross the great divide. This is the great divide, right? This is the yoni. This is the creation. This is zero potential. I can be shit or I can be good. I can be light. I can be dark. I can take action or I can just wait. I can, all those dualities. Every time you face a choice, choose wisely. Every single time you face duality, choose authenticity. Choose what resonates with your soul song. We're not at the end. We're at the beginning of the end of a cycle, which then becomes the beginning of another cycle that eventually will find an ending. It's the dance of life. It is evolution. It's evolving into higher frequencies. For those who choose it and those who don't, they get to keep playing around in Earth School, maybe on a different planet or in a different timeline or in a different dimension or interdimension or whatever. They are the creators. They will create a space for themselves. Trust me. They will. So we are helping people cross the great divide into the promised land, right? It's promised that if you want whatever you want, it's promised to you. You have free will to choose it. So we're harvesting souls, and having chosen creation over destruction, somehow we are creating or seed planting the next experience, the next cycle. Through love and acceptance, we all have both masters within us. On earth, we have entertained both, but it's time to choose our allegiance, because when judgment comes, and it is here, you can only serve one master. So choose wisely. So I'm going to end this channeling with these two cards, which, if my friend that I just did a reading for sees this, she'll be like, those were my cards. Yes, they were, darling, but they spoke to me, and I felt called to read from them. So we have Awaken, and I'm going to hold it up if you want to take a screenshot and enlarge it so you can read it for yourself. We have, it can be so easy to fall into cycles. This says routine, but I want to say cycles and routines, right? Everything, macrocosm, microcosm. So it can be so easy to fall into a routine, a predictable pattern, without ever giving thought to who we truly are at our core essence, to the essence of our being, until one day, amidst all the noise, you feel it deep within. That's that Archangel Gabriel blowing the trumpet. You feel it. If you hear the call, it's because you are meant to hear the call. So one day, amidst all the noise, you feel it deep within. And then everything just starts clicking. An ancient wisdom, a powerful remembering, arises from deep within your bones. Every cell in your body finds alignment to allow you to remember who you once were, source, who you can be, creator, creative, and how this shapes who you are now. Arrive, my dear, you have awakened. The next one that came out is masculine. It says, we are taught for so long that the only way to be human is to succeed, to achieve, to drive, to push, or pull, or do. And there is nothing wrong with this, of course, but we are not taught. But what we are not taught, there is nothing wrong with this, of course. Remember, judgment. There's nothing wrong with this. We all have free will. But what we are not taught is that the masculine drive that is innate within all of us was meant to be balanced by its divine feminine counterpart, so that in the midst of it all, succeeding, achieving, doing, there is also feeling and there is being. And I'm just curious if there's a feminine card in here. If there is, I want to read it. I might want to read that. I don't know. We'll look. That's the one. It's not titled feminine, but when I touched it, it zinged. I felt it. So Spirit wants me to read that one. I haven't read it, so I'm not sure. There's feminine. So I want to read all of these, guys. I don't know why. I'm just being called to, and I feel energy. All right, so we did the awaken and we did the masculine, which I don't know where I put. Apparently, I put it back in the deck. So then we have balance. All right, first we did awaken. We're all awakening. We did masculine. Now I want to read feminine. Then I'm going to do balance, and then I'm going to do the divine. So feminine. Let me hold it up so you can see it. I ad lib a little bit because I'm channeling, but you can read the card. It says feminine, a soft strength, an intuitive knowing, a sultry dance, This, my dear, is your feminine. Feel the essence